What's up, everybody? I'm Sly The Movie Guy, and here's my movie review of It Chapter 2, directed by Andrés Muschietti, stars Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader, James McAvoy, Bill Skarsgård, and the rest of the other casting crew. And in this film, defeated by members of the Loser Club, the evil clown Pennywise returns 27 years later to terrorize the town of Derry, Maine, once again. Now adults, the childhood friends have long since gone their separate ways. But when people start disappearing, Mike Holland calls the others home for one final stand. Damaged by scars from the past, the united losers must conquer their deepest fears to destroy the shape-shifting Pennywise, now more powerful than ever. I enjoyed the first film that came out in 2017. It was really good. It was like one of my favorite films of 2017. I was pleasantly surprised by that film. And when I heard that they were making a sequel of this, I was just so pumped because hearing that it was going to be the Loser Club is going to be grown-ups and then picking a casting of Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, and Bill Hader and them, I was so excited. I was like, wow, this casting is amazing. And then Bill Skarsgård coming back, I was just like, my excitement levels were just like so up, but a little bit kind of like a little bit, I kept my expectations a little bit at mid, like right here, because usually sometimes Stephen King films is a miss, and we've seen them before and stuff like that, and we recently had a Stephen King film this year. Wasn't that, but wasn't the best movie. You know what I'm talking about right there with the picture. So I went into this movie a little bit with low expectations, but still excited to see how this It Chapter 2 is going to be. And is it as good as the first one, and does it live up to the first movie? I'll get into the things about it. Let me start off with the positives with this film. First and foremost, Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. Absolutely fantastic once again. Knocks it out of the park. Man, he is so good as Pennywise. I don't know what much I can say. I mean, he owns his role. I mean, I hope he can continue playing his role if they want to like do remakes of the It films. Just bring him back. He is so great as Pennywise. I mean, the fair intimidation, the voice, the performance of it, it's absolutely amazing. Once again, I mean, when it was on screen time, I just was just enjoying every minute of it, and it was so good. I mean, I can't think of nobody else playing a good Pennywise as him. I just was like blown away. Like in the first movie, I was blown away how his performance is. Here it was just so good, and you could tell that he was really into it, and you could really tell he's having fun with this role, and I really appreciate that from an actor. The acting, Jessica Chastain as the adult Beverly, I thought she does great. I mean, you can get behind this character with the like way her like you seeing her childhood, how her abusive father and stuff right in the first film. Now she's in a marriage, and now her marriage is like the husband is abusive too, and you could see that in this film. And not getting any spoilers, but as that was going on in the film and stuff, you could get behind her character and you can really relate to her character. And I really thought her performance was absolutely fantastic. Bill Hader as the adult Richie was, man, fantastic. I mean, he was good. I said that as Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård, his performance, was great, but Richie. Bill Hader as Richie, man, fantastic. I mean, his character basically he's like a stand-up comedian stuff like that, and stuff like that. And the way they go with the story of his, it was absolutely fantastic. And his performance was it was great. I mean, and the comedy stuff that he was in this film was funny. The stuff with the lines he was saying, it was great. And Bill Hader does fantastic. James McAvoy does great as the adult Bill. I just kind of like, I think he was good and all, but I think since the screen times and stuff with the other characters, we didn't get like much like with James McAvoy and stuff, but the screen time that James McAvoy did get, he was fantastic. And James McAvoy is a great actor anyways. He can't do no wrong. So I thought he was really good as the adult Bill. And I found, and it's stuff about like showing the flashbacks of him as the kid and stuff, like with Jessica Chastain and Bill Hader. All the stuff like that was really good though. So I really like how they like go back to their flashback and stuff, and how the team is, how the loser club was kind of like separate and stuff. It gives us like a story and stuff to let us know what happened, why they were separate and stuff. And I enjoy some of those aspect stuff for the most part. And Isaiah Mustafa and the other people as the adults and stuff. And I forgot the actor that plays the adult Ben name, but he does great. And Isaiah Mustafa does great as Mike Holland. They're fantastic. And pretty much the performance is great. Storyline, this is one of my issues. And some of the storyline is really good. I ain't gonna say it's overall bad. It's not like it's a bad storyline here. Storyline is, we know that Pennywise is kind of like, is coming back. He's more powerful than ever. He's terrorizing Derry, Maine. Once again, like killing kids and stuff like that. Killing people. It just, the story, since, and it's a 2 hour and 50 minutes, the movie's 2 hours 50 minutes long, or 240, whatever. It's basically like a 3 hour movie. And we know Pennywise is like now terrorizing people, and this like 27 years now he's back. He's terrorizing, and now the loser club is full grown adults, and Mike Holland calls them all up, and now they get together and stuff like that. It just seems too long, and besides that, it just like, if that's the main plot of the movie should be 2 hours and 40 minutes long. It should be shortened, but what makes it long is we get so many flashback sequences as there as a kid and stuff. And I enjoy it for the most part, but it seemed like it was too stretched out in the runtime. And it could have been shortened up. It could have been shortened and sweet, and we can kind of like can get where the movie was going, and it fully like explains and stuff, like what happens here and what happens there. And I just kind of like found myself a little bit kind of like, okay, can the movie keep going? And it kind of can be like a slow burn in some parts of the film. And that's one of the parts that I really kind of had issues with a little bit watching the film. I was kind of like, after I got to certain parts, like from the flashback of the loser club and stuff, I was like, okay, I got it. Let's get to the part where they got to get rid of Pennywise once and for all. And it goes so long and stuff. And I was just like, And that's one of my issues with the film. One of the things is the film does use a lot of CGI versus the first film. And I can get that this is that we live in a world now where it comes to movies where they use a lot of CGI. But I think they heavily used it a whole lot here. Some of it kind of didn't feel like felt like a little bit like a PlayStation graphic, a little bit in my on I was watching it. In the first movie, they utilized the CGI very well in the first movie, but here it kind of like was like, okay, it's a little bit kind of too much, overused and stuff. And that's one of my things. Now, is it better than the first film? I think the first film was more compelling. I think because it was kids and the fear. I related to the kids because this is like kids' first time seeing a clown and stuff. So I kind of relate to the kids more. With the adults, I know adults are afraid of clowns and stuff like that, but I think when it came to the kids and stuff like that, I felt related because this is their first time like discovering something terrifying for the first time. So, and when I'm looking at them as adults and like trying to get up, like going their deepest fears and stuff, and then facing a clown, I'm just like, some of them should be like over it and should be helping people who's terrified for this thing for the first time, because this to them with Trump time, but they should be like, they overcome their fear and know how to defeat this thing. And since they're together, they should figure this out. And it just felt like some of the characters in the film, they're still feared from the thing, which I won't get any spoiled, but just fear. And stuff does happen towards the end of the film. And they were just feared of this thing and whatever. And I'm just like, okay. And that's one of the parts I just felt like that wasn't better than the first film. Just like I said, the kids with the first film, I felt like was like interesting. It was like, and the runtime of that first film was like was 2 hours and 20 minutes. So that was like cohesive, and it was watchable and stuff. It was not like a slow burn, even though the film was like long and this one's like more longer. But the first one was long, but it was just so interesting, and each scene was just like kind of not like a slow burn. It was just like very interesting. Like each part of the scene was like going on. I was like, yes, it's very interesting. Here it was just like each scene I get to, it was like, oh, it just went too long. But like I said, there's some parts that were good. Like there's one part where Beverly, and it was in the trailer, where she meets this old lady and stuff. That scene was absolutely great. I really love that scene. That was like one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Won't go in depth, but man, I really enjoyed it. So those are one of the things I really loved in this film. That was absolutely great. And that's pretty much it. Overall, is this a bad film? I don't think it's a disappointing film. It could have been a lot better. I think the runtime and the exhibition stuff kind of just stretched the film out. And I think it could have been a little bit shortened up. Maybe the film could have been like 2 hours and 4 minutes. I would have preferred that. If it was 2 hours and 4 minutes, just shorten up certain stuff with the characters and stuff, I would have been fine with that. And I would have probably been like, wow, this is one of the best films of 2019. It's not a bad film. I say check it out. I mean, if you like the first movie, I think you might be slightly disappointed with the second movie. Maybe not. I don't know. Like I said, go and make up your mind about it. I'd say it's not a bad film. I wouldn't say it's disappointing, but it just, the stuff for the movie, just the runtime and stuff could have been shortened up, and the exhibition stuff and short. Especially, I forgot to say, the characters. There's one of the bullies was in the first movie. I think it didn't have to be in there, really. It kind of just could have been taken out of film. I can understand it added it there, but I just didn't need it. But that's one of the things I felt like in this film, and that's overall my thoughts about the film. I'm going to give this film a B-. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this film. Did you like it or not? Let me know what you think about it. And which It film do you prefer, the first one or the second one? I think I told y'all I like the first one better, and that's pretty much it. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, click thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, click subscribe and the bell button. That's like I see you next time on Sly the Movie Guy. Peace.